Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, Archangels and Ascended Masters, for the perfect grace, perfect clarity, and perfect peace that is here for each of us and all of us right now. Thank you to the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We thank you for this opportunity for grace and peace. If we could just breathe in and, like someone rushing toward you because they're so excited to say hello, if we could just notice Archangel Michael and Mother Mary both doing that, like rushing up to you with great enthusiasm and incredible love and embracing you in all ways and helping you immediately. And if we could just feel the energy of arrival, which means an energy of relief. So if we could just breathe in like you've just arrived somewhere and you take your coat off and put your bags down, if we could just breathe in and just feel the sense of unburdening. This may not be for everyone, but releasing the idea that we must maintain worry or concern or even attention on matters that might be worrisome or concerning to us. Let's just allow ourselves to hand over that worry, like handing Archangel Michael your coat when you arrive at his home. If we could just breathe into that unburdening. Wonderful. And if we could just notice using that same idea, the same metaphor of being treated with incredible care and incredible attentiveness. So if we could just breathe it, and whether you're feeling them, seeing them, hearing them, knowing they're there, sensing them, smelling them, if we could just breathe into all that care and all that goodness being here right now. And if we could really feel the attentiveness of Mary and Michael, and perhaps there being a release of any tension in or around your neck. And if we want to move our necks, we certainly can. But if we could just feel a sense of an embrace of flexibility and a release of anything that might be related to tension or stiffness. And if we could just notice as part of our spiritual muscle that we could see in all directions, that we could take in new information and we could receive good news. So we'll just breathe into all that. I'm just saying a line from a Pete Townsend song, Let My Love Open the Door, and I'm missing a line, but when tragedy befalls you, something, something, don't let it get you down. Let love heal your problems. You're so lucky I'm around. If we could feel Mother Mary and Archangel Michael saying that to you, that they're here for you. They know what's happening. If we could just breathe in, perhaps just let them be even closer to you. If we could just breathe in and let that happen, allow that to happen. And if we could feel them becoming even closer to you, and perhaps even within your skin, on your skin, under your skin. If we could just breathe into that really deep contact. And if we could just place our attention onto their intention, like what is Mary trying to do? What is Michael trying to do? If we could just tune into that, tune into their intention, if we could just breathe in and just notice them helping. Wonderful. And once again, the house metaphor. Let's notice Joan of Arc walking in Archangel Michael's house to join you, Michael, and Mary. Just notice Joan singing as she arrives. And let's notice her taking off your shoes and massaging your feet. And all of this being seamless, all this being fluid. And with that seamlessness and fluidity, if we could notice your cells duplicating those energies, your consciousness duplicating those energies of elegance and flow and peace. So if we could just feel a space where everything is flowing and nothing gets stuck. And if we could notice something, and we'll just take this at face value, the black turning to white. What they showed with that, if there was a wall painted black, it turned white. Let's just breathe into the black turning to white. And indeed, says Archangel Michael, if we could just trust the angel's work, which means that we trust miracles, we trust angel time, we trust the highest good happening, we trust unconditional love. Let's just breathe into all of that. So if we could let all of that continue, and so if that's the main, everything that has been established thus far, if we could let that essentially be the main course, if we could notice these little appetizers on the side, and on the side, if we could just notice a release of old energies, including any outdated vows, a release of any societal pressure to be in a trance, and releasing all trances from this lifetime, past lives, or ancestry. We'll just notice what it's like just to be here, to be wide awake, and to really feel love, and to really feel how loved you are in this moment, how much support is here for you, and this wonderful dedication to peace. So we'll just breathe into all that. Wonderful. And if we could just notice, perhaps in Archangel Michael's house, you were sitting with your shoes off. There's more freedom in your neck, more freedom in your feet. And if we could just notice Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, and Joan of Arc standing, and them very consciously protecting you, if we could just breathe into that. And if we could just drink up that sensation into every single cell in our bodies, letting all aspects of us, child self, infant self, adolescent self, your 20-year-old self, your conscious adult self, your defiant self, the wounded parts of you, the critical parts of you, if we could let all of those aspects of ourselves notice Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, Joan of Arc, protecting you. So we'll just breathe into that. So, drinking that in, Michael's words, if we could just notice any part of you that has doubt or has fear, let's just notice those parts of you, drinking that in, even 1%. And rather than entering a space of convincing, if we could just let those parts of you notice those three figures, those three powerful guides, those three loving beings, taking action for your highest good, helping out with generous hearts, and helping in all ways right now. Wonderful. And if we could let the clock cease, and with the clock ceasing, if we could just breathe into timelessness. And in this moment of infinity and unconditional love, we could just breathe in with Michael and Joan and Mary, and just feeling your breath being in sync with their breath, and all parts of you being in sync with all parts of them, including their hearts, including their wisdom, including their care, including their humor, including their love. And if we could just breathe in. Wonderful. Let's notice this will be individual for each of us, whether you stand with the three of them or they sit with you. Just whatever, either way works. Let's just breathe in. We'll just notice that adjustment. So you're all on the same plane, sharing the same activity. And if we could indeed just breathe into the lovely combination of presence, sharing, and integration. And if we could notice sitting or standing, the four of you holding hands, and energy circulating among those 8 hands, through your body, through the air, through the energy field. And perhaps that circulation is really refreshing. And if we could take note of Archangel Michael, being very specific, and whatever this means to you, that he has no reason to be angry with anything or anyone. If we could just breathe into that. And just notice the space that he holds of powerful love. So we'll just breathe into all this. Wonderful. So we'll just breathe in. And like at a gathering where everyone moves to the kitchen, let's move to the kitchen. And if we could just notice as things move to the kitchen, perhaps there is nourishment there, perhaps there is something really lovely to drink there. If we could just breathe in and just notice between the three of them and you, the four of you together, just notice the space of what they communicate to you, which may not all be through words, it might be through gesture and kindness and sharing. We'll just breathe in and we'll just give that some space for a few moments. And if we could breathe in and perhaps feel, sense, and even see and hear Archangel Michael, Mary, and Joan communicating telepathically with all the other guides that you know by name: Saint Germain, Ganesh, Ariel, Gabriel, Raziel. And let's just notice, if we could just notice that communication and the other angels and guides and goddesses going to anyone you're concerned about, be that a pet, be that a loved one in the other room, be that people in a conflict, be that people in fear or people you're afraid for, any circumstance, any iteration, anything. Let's just notice help, help, help in action. The angels, the guides, the goddesses helping everyone and everything. The earth itself. Helping with justice, helping with transactions and transitions, helping with communication, helping to end dynamics that no longer work, helping to empower dynamics that do work, helping everything be fresh, helping everything be brand new and current, releasing the stagnation of older energy, embracing the energy of love and the presence of peace in this moment right now. And if we could notice something, once again, going to all the different aspects of ourselves in our consciousness, all the different things that we've been taught, if we could just notice a simple yet profound and powerful thought, notion, belief, reality that it's okay to want peace, and that it's okay to choose peace, it's okay to align ourselves with peace, it's okay to live in peace right now. It's okay for us to release conflict and to let something brand new and preferable happen. And if we could just lovingly breathe in, being in this kitchen, with Mary and Michael and Joan, if we could just notice the energy of nourishment and every part of you being nourished, your joints being nourished, your organs, all of your organs being nourished, your emotions being nourished, your senses being nourished, your eyes, your nose, your ears, your skin, your nerves being nourished, your consciousness being nourished, your communications and articulations, spoken, thought, written, shared, being nourished, your relationships being nourished, all parts of you being nourished right now. We'll notice all of life being nourished, all whales and dolphins and fish being nourished, all birds, including seagulls and hummingbirds, and hawks and crows being nourished, all mammals being nourished, bears and deer, and raccoons, all plant life, including trees being nourished, all views and vistas that you hold dear and admire being nourished, be that Yosemite, be that an ocean, be that the city. We'll just notice all these spaces, all you hold dear being nourished. Just notice your own heart being nourished, and your desires, your wants, what you would like to experience being nourished, your dreams and desires, your intentions being nourished. We'll just breathe into all of this. We'll notice there's plenty of room, plenty of room, plenty of room. There's plenty of room for what you want. There's plenty of room for peace. There's plenty of room for clarity and love and peace. Plenty of room for good news and positive change and evolution. Let's just notice that you are right on time and everything is here. We'll just notice as Archangel Michael that you're listening and that you're receiving, and your body and your being are in tune. That we're all different than we were a half hour ago. So we'll just breathe into all this goodness and all this peace, and the victory of love, and the silence of fear, and the nourishment for everything that exists, including healing, healing being nourished. So we'll just breathe into all this goodness, horses being nourished. We'll just notice everything, the angels being nourished, the goddesses being nourished, the guides being nourished, our ancestors being nourished. Everything, everyone, all of life, all of existence, all the universe being nourished. Mars and Venus and Pluto and Neptune and Jupiter and Saturn being nourished, the sun being nourished, the moon being nourished, the earth being nourished. So just breathe into the bigness of nourishment and everything being seen and heard, everything being provided for. So just breathe into all that. And we'll just notice from Mother Mary the invitations, plural, the invitations to rest, the invitation to feel good, the invitation to maintain this wonderful sense of communication and community, knowing that the highest good is here. Just all these different invitations and a great sense of truth and peace. And with harmony, with joy, with contentment and peace of mind, we celebrate all of this. And with a great experience of truth, we let everything continue, including all these connections with Joan and Michael and Mary and the other guides and angels. We celebrate the help that is here, and we say to all of them, thank you. And with loving peace and great expansion, we thank the presence of Mother, Father, God, and all the archangels and ascended masters. We thank as well the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We thank you for this moment of clarity and peace. We thank you for all the goodness that is here. We celebrate the nourishment that we've experienced and taken in and integrated. We celebrate all parts of us being fed, everything in our awareness being fed, everything having the perfect energy, being provided for in all ways. And we celebrate all of this. And with wonderful care, clarity, and peace, we ask for this or something better right now in all directions of time. And so it is.